Jason Statham was here to fuck up your day because he's Jason Statham in The Beekeeper. Who's Jason Statham? And so David Ayer's new movie. I didn't even know this was David Ayer until I actually saw the director credit. Yeah, David Ayer's new movie. I'm going to just that real quick. See if that fixes the lighting in here at all. Oh, God. Lighting's a little bit of a shit show at the moment. Come on. Gimme. Oh, that's a little better. But The Beekeeper. The next in a long line of Jason Statham fucks up your day movies. Look, there's not much I can say about the plot. It's the standard action hero trope. He's a part of an organization that you don't know about. That even the CIA, as Jeremy Irons was like, when I became director, head of the CIA, I was privy to things no one knew about. And then I realized there's things even I didn't know about. Like, he's part of a group of people called the Beekeepers. They're described as kind of like a clandestine group that kind of helps guide society. The whole idea, at least from the description, is kind of a cool description, especially when you get the rundown from Jeremy Irons, the whole briefing. It's like, beekeepers, they think of the world and society as a hive, everything running smoothly. But in order for that hive to maintain itself, it needs a beekeeper to maintain it. And these people are the beekeepers. They operate outside of the law, outside of everything, and they keep the world going as is. And that's what Jason Statham is. But he's retired. He's working peacefully on this land, keeping to his bees. He's got this neighbor. She's very kind to him. He appreciates her. And you see in the trailer, she gets scammed from an internet scam and loses everything, and she takes her own life. And then her daughter works for the FBI, finds her, and he goes on a one-man wrecking crew mission to get the guys responsible for it. And honestly, look, right out the gate, I did my out-of-theater reaction to this, but it was a fun movie. There's a great analogy I heard someone give at one point. Movies in the entertainment business are a lot like baking recipes. You can go for the new, the unique, and sometimes you'll get a winner, and sometimes you will not get a winner. But just because you go with an original recipe, like a standard apple pie, doesn't mean that's a bad thing. If the apple pie is still made well, then you still get a good product and a tasty pie. Movies of any genre are exactly the same thing. I think this is a perfectly adequate, not even a perfectly solid action film. Is it amazing? No, it's not amazing. It's not perfect. There are things I'm watching like, wait, what? And there are character moments I'm like, oh God, you dumbass. But overall, it is a fun time. Jason Statham is doing what Jason Statham does. At 57, this man is still never someone you would ever want to mess with. And I got my beard kind of going. It was unintentional. My beard does kind of look like the beard he's wearing in this movie. Could have shaved my head for this, but no, I'm not gonna do that. No. When he's going ham, when the action sequences hit, they're shot well. He is brutal. He's violent. There is a scene involving a working a bandsaw, a bandsaw and some fingers. I'll let you visualize what happened there. And I'm like, oh! At one point, he breaks the guy's tooth with a gun. Oh man, there are some fun action stuff in scenes in here. It's a lot more fun than some of his other action movies he's done in the past. There was one. Oh God, I want to say it also had James Franco in it, and James Franco was a bad guy, played called Gata. And he was like ran a meth job or meth. What's the word I'm looking for? Not unit. Not empire either. What's the word? He had a business. He was a meth dealer, maker of dealer. That movie is fine. Jason Statham is barely doing anything. Like, he barely gets action scenes in that movie. This is not that. Jason Statham gets, I'm trying to think off the top of my head how many action sequences there are. There's one where he goes to burn down the place. You see that in the trailer. 2 where they come after him. 3 at a gas station. 4 when he goes to another place. But no, there's like 5 or 6 straight actions at least, and they're all really good. Absolutely, they're all really good. You get the other main character, Emma Raver Lampet plays FBI agent Veronica Parker, who is the daughter to the woman who kills herself, and she's like just a sweet regular woman. just living her life. She's retired, all that. She's manages a charity. They take all of her money. And man, that's one thing I really kind of appreciated about it, because when bad stuff happens, you legitimately felt bad, because she seemed like a very sweet woman, just doing her bit, and she literally in time see her get scammed. And this happens all the time, and you see pictures of all these other people are doing it too. So you want these guys taken down. This is not as good as John Wick in this sense, but when the puppy dies in John Wick, you're like, you don't care if there's a good person on this crew or not. You want John Wick to get his revenge. You see this sweet older woman, she loses everything, and he comes to bring her some honey. Which, by the way, I love honey, but this made honey look sexy when he pours it out. Just like, I'm like, oh. But yeah, he brings her some honey as a thank you, and he's like, finds her, and it's like, you're just like, wreck their shit. And he wrecks their shit. Oh man, when Jason Statham's doing his thing, it's awesome. But I'm glad to have seen Emma Raver Lampman, in something, and some more things, because she, if you've ever watched Umbrella Academy, she plays Allison in Umbrella Academy. I know the guy who played Luther was in Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. So I like seeing these actors who I really got to know in these shows. I still haven't watched season 3, and that's been out for a few years now. So that I got to know in these shows and really like. I'm glad to see them branch out and actually get more more work. I will say that there is some misdirect. They give you an implication in the trailer that Jeremy Irons is the bad guy. Jeremy Irons is not the bad guy. He works for the bad guy, but he's actually there to keep the bad guy from getting in trouble. And I love the fact that Jeremy Irons, when he immediately realizes who Jason Statham is, he's like, look, I was like that. I worked at the CIA. I was high up in the CIA for years, decades. I can't help you. You don't understand what we're dealing with. And no matter what, Jeremy Irons is like constantly like, you're scared. Like, fuck yeah, I'm scared. This is a freaking dude. Make the call. It's like, I'm trying everything here. This is not someone you wanted to mess with, and you messed with him. No, Josh Hartnett is the bad guy, and he touches on something that I kind of found interesting. So while this film isn't trying to make any big message or anything, but you can tell that there is some commentary there, not subtle commentary. Sorry, not Josh Hartnett, Josh Hutcherson. You can tell that there is some commentary being made there about Gen Z millennials versus some of the older generation, about entitlement and laziness. Because that's exactly what the villain is. He is this entitled little little drug using social media scammer, never worked a day in his life, part of a high class family. And he just doesn't get it. The entire movie, he doesn't get who he's fucking with. And you just want to see him get his comeuppance. And I will admit, that is maybe one of the problems with the film. Not the message part. It's not like it's being subtle about it. Nor is it actually attacking the generation as a whole. It's not going after Gen Z millennials specifically. It's going after this particular type of person. This kind of spoon in their mouth. The world is that they think the world is theirs to use and do what they want with. Spoiled, rotten, never want to work a day in her life kind of person. That's the kind of person they're kind of attacking a little bit. And they definitely make him hipster as fuck. They definitely do. But this is where I will get into one of the complaints I have, is that similar to a movie a few years back called The Protege with I believe it's Maggie Q is her name, and Michael Keaton. Samuel L. Jackson was in there too. This movie kind of just ends. It has a little bit of a better ending to it than that movie did, because that movie just ended. That movie felt like it needed 5 more minutes. Here I'm like, everything just kind of felt a little rushed, and literally the last 5 minutes it all kind of felt rushed. The villain's comeuppance is nothing really amazing. They just show off more how much of a little shit he is. So finally, it's like, okay, yeah, okay, done. But yeah, it just kind of ends. Like it just I mean, it at least has a conclusion, whereas the Protege felt like it just stopped. Here, at least has a conclusion. I just feel like it was kind of rushed down the way here, in some capacity. Other than that, though, I mean, there was some CGI fight. I could tell that. But otherwise, the film's got a sense of humor about it. Like, Jason Statham's one of those guys who actually does have a sense of humor. He's not a Jean-Claude Van Damme or Steven Seagal. He's got a sense of humor about himself. He knows he can play the serious action well. He does it in this movie. But he also does the Meg and the Meg 2 and the Expendables. The man has a sense of humor, which I love about that. He was in Spy. Well, Spy was an okay movie. He was fantastic in Spy. He's done comedies before, so I love Jason Statham when he's kind of acting against part a little bit. But he's not doing that. But the movie kind of is doing it for him. Like, he's serious, but he kind of has a little bit of like a dry wit to him. It's like they'll kill me. I'll torture you, then I'll kill you. He's torturing a guy. Not going to explain how, but he's doing it with a stapler. That's all I'm going to say. It's like it's kind of like that line from Blade where Wesley Snipes almost sounds like he breaks character. It's like, they'll kill me. Motherfucker, I'll kill you. I'll just enjoy it better. It's kind of like that a little bit. There's another guy in the movie. You see him a little bit in the trailer. He's like not a henchman or anything like that. He's one of the guys who works for Josh Hutcherson, that character. And apparently Jason Statham really likes fucking with this guy. Because he literally is fucking him 3 different times before he ultimately does him in. It's really funny. Like, there's some good laughs in this movie, I feel. There's also like the new Beekeeper. That's something I will say too, like the new Beekeeper that they have to send after the old Beekeeper. You think that's going to be a main part of the movie? Without going into too much spoilers, it's not. It's a part of the movie, but it's not. They kind of like deal with it relatively quick. It's a fun sequence, though. Absolutely. Look, is it a perfect film? God, no. If I thought about the movie from beginning to end, because it's still yesterday, I've still got it relatively fresh in my mind right now. If I thought about it from beginning to end, I could probably point out all the actual problems going on with the film. Like, some of the dialogue isn't great, but it's just standard action trope dialogue. Some of the characters are very cartoon. There's one character they get near the end who's like this hired gun who apparently had killed a beekeeper before. But and I do love him. Like, he's this Scottish guy and he's got this fake leg. It's like, oh yeah, it cost me a lot. He's a lot of fun, but he's so just like to the other side of the fence, along with like the new Beekeeper they send to take him out. He's so the other side of the fence in terms of like his tone that I'm like, is this the same movie? But yeah, I like the movie. It was a fun movie for a January movie. This is the best movie of the year so far. Now, granted, I'm actually going to see Mean Girls in less than an hour, so I'll give you my out of theater reaction when I think of Mean Girls. But yeah, it was a fun time. I enjoyed this very much. Until then, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Have a good one, everyone.